It's 10 o'clock on November the 2nd, 2019. It's a party up in here because we've been discussing some things over the last couple days. We're going to kill the music a little bit. Now, some of you might remember earlier this week on Wednesday, we had two guests. For 2 weeks in a row, we've had, why don't we bring them in one by one? Lady Fantastic, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
So give it up for Lady Fantastic. We've had her twice in 2 weeks. We're having her tonight on a Saturday because we have got to go through our hauls from this past month because we've gotten a lot of comics. We also have from our guest star episode last week, Miracleman. He doesn't have a YouTube channel yet, but he does have a Twitter handle by the name of Kimota1977. Say hello, Miracleman.
Hey, boys and girls, how you doing tonight?
And we have one person joining us early right now in the chat. We have Air Spider. Good to see you. Thank you, and welcome to the broadcast. So let's jump around and see what everybody has. Already at the very center screen, center square, we have Mr. Miracle Man. I'm going to never get over saying Mr. Miracle.
Mr. Miracle Man.
So, Miracle Man, you have something right there that one person that the both of us know on Twitter, Aaron Myers, has been looking into, and he goes, want. So, why is that? I'm going to jump on over to you.
Really good get. Pretty Girl Sketchbook, Paisley Publications, 1981. Gorgeous little book, real simple. Nothing but sketches through the whole thing. And look at this. Look at the artist list on here. Perez, Miller, Chaikin, Byrne. This book has so much talent in it that Jerry Ordway and Joe Staten are at the bottom in small print, as though they mattered a lot less. It was published by Bill Black, does AC Comics. He used to publish Paragon before that. Oh, there's a little bit of an adult one. I hope there's no kids watching. Alex Toth right there. Toth or Toth? Oh, Toth. Maybe it's Toth. Either way, beautiful little piece. Paisley here, I don't know where this lines up in the AC Paragon Bill Black world, but I found this one. I got a great deal for it. It's on Amazon of all places. And I got it for only $12. It was probably my happiest grab from the past month. But beautiful little book. I had found its big sister not too long before that, the Pretty Girl Portfolio here. And as you can see, similar sketches used on them. Mm-hmm. But there are some completely different ones in this one. This one was published by Paragon. So, for some reason, one was Paisley, one was Paragon. I'm gonna have to dig in more because this is kind of driving me nuts. I got to figure out what's up with these two books. But yeah, this one right here. When Aaron Myers says "want," you should pat yourself on the back.
Because that man winds up getting everything for $1. How does he do that? I mean, other than owning a comic book shop, probably, but for $1.
I don't know. If you don't follow Aaron Myers, you should follow Aaron Myers, everybody. He posts the craziest books.
Especially craziest books for that wound up. The one thing that happened earlier this year for him, and I think we might have brought that up on Wednesday, he was in Time magazine this year because he wound up having at one point the angry ex-girlfriend variant of Amazing Spider-Man 14, the first appearance of the Green Goblin, where someone pissed off this person's girlfriend bad enough that she took this book. I don't have it as just an example. Wrote all over it, "Chance, you mother effer. I hope you die and you rot in hell." And then flipped it over, kept writing, and then page by page pissed off. So much to the point that somebody took this book, sent it in, got it graded at like a 1.8, where it says amateur restoration. And from dealer to dealer, and now you have somebody on eBay asking for $5,000 for this.
Insane.
He made Time Magazine. Who else can say that?
I did not realize that about him. I won't lie. When I got that follow back from Aaron, that's when I was like, I am now a real comic collector.
I had to ask him
that guy
to follow me.
What's that?
I had to ask for him to follow me. I followed him for so long, and I went, I'm kind of surprised you don't follow me. And I was like, oh, God, did I just guilt trip him? Oh, okay, that's a mistake. Followed. I'm like, oh, awesome, yeah. It's amazing how much little things just make you feel better as a comic collector after so long.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's that coup. You know, every comic collector has that coup where they get a book, and they're like, oh, how did I just pay $8 for, AF-15? Clearly not. But how did I just pay $8 for some grail of a book? And everybody loves to have that story. It's very rare that you find another collector that is so prolific that you go, man, when that collector accepts me, it's going to feel really good. Aaron's that guy.
Yeah, I guess we all have somebody that we kind of like, oh man, if I could, yeah. There's people that I look at and I'm just like, how do you consistently find these books in the wild for so little? I don't know. More power to them, dude.
Right. Well, I got one really great little honey hole in this antique shop, and the guy has a few hundred common stock 50-cent boxes, and I mean it's all over the place. But we all know what era is predominantly, and it's going to be the 90s, and into some early copper stuff, Blue Devil, books like plenty of Warlord to be had, stuff like that. But when you've gone there enough times, he lets you in the back room, and the back room is stacked and packed with really good books. That haul that I posted Monday for $40, that whole short box came out of there. And that was, I finished off an entire run of Shade the Changing Man, a bunch of New Gods books. Everything was bronze or silver. And we're talking like 30 cents a book I walked out of there with. That was fantastic. Love that place. So I get good deals there, but nothing like what I've seen with Aaron. He definitely knocks it out of the park.
Some people know places. Some people have their places. I mean, not to say that I haven't found some really nice things too. I mean, I can't complain. But
do you have anything you want to show that you just got in the last day or so?
Well,
everything.
I want to show this. Rod the Rican. This is my first slab that I ever got, and this is actually a comic swipe or a cover swipe from Detective 453, and I just got Detective 453 to match it. So that's it.
I want that 453. Oh, yeah, I'm just seeing right here in the chat. Life with two YouTubers. No suit today, Rob? No, it is the weekend.
And then,
in fact, just yesterday, go ahead.
Night Tiger sent this to me. He sent me some books. So, Inhumans #3, Inhumans #5. Sorry, not the best at it. Inhumans #6.
Nice. Those covers are just so awesome on that Inhumans run.
I know. And
Everyone.
Inhumans number 7.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
He sent me a bunch of books, but I hooked him up with an Invaders number 1 and some other things. So, and he was pretty excited. Oh man, look at this is one he sent me. I think I may have shown you guys this one. Have I shown you guys this one?
Let's see it. Oh yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah, that was the second appearance, the third appearance of Fing Fang Foom in the universe, but pretty much the second appearance from him going forward.
Yeah, drawn by Larry Lieber, Stan Lee's brother.
Stan Lee's brother, who later went on to publish Atlas.
Yeah. Oh, he sent me this one too. So, Omega the Unknown number 1. He sent me Khazar 12. And sent me this. I feel like I've shown you guys at least this one. I've shown you guys this one. Right?
Yeah, the both of you wound up showing that exact same issue on Wednesday night.
He had one that was slightly different, I think. It was like a 457 or something. I don't know. I have a 435.
Yeah, I have 432.
Yeah. Hey, Discovery Bay.
In the house.
So I did get a couple of today. Can I go again?
No.
Am I breaking protocol?
Yeah.
I got today that I'm super about. First off, Blue Beetle number 3 from Charlton. I love Ted Cord, man. I'm really trying to finish this series. It was such a nice, clean issue. I went in the shop. Owner walks over and goes, "Hey, this box that I just got in, one owner. Would you like to take a look first?" Yeah. Pull that out of there. Then, right behind it, careful, Rob. Mr. Miracle number 2, First Granny Goodness. And then last but not least, I won't lie, this is the reason I went in there. First Bronze Tiger. Richard Dragon, number 18. I've been putting together the whole rest of the series. I think I'm missing one issue now. It might be 17. But there's the first issue has the first Ben Turner. Last issue has First Bronze Tiger.
In the costume, yeah.
In the costume.
I still need to get that Lady Shiva in the second issue. It was the second issue, right?
I thought it was like 5th. Hold on, let me check.
Even I'm not certain. I know that Frank's Comics in Miami has a copy of it, but I keep forgetting to pull it. I pulled it, and it's behind the counter, and it's now lost amongst the stack of books.
Yeah, it's 5. Issue 5.
5.
It's not a good series. It's super dated. The first issue was almost painful to read. But First Bronze Tiger, man, how do you not love that?
I can only imagine when I finally get that Tomb of Dracula 10 with the first blade. He is not going to be wearing that slick black jacket with the cool sunglasses. No, it is going to be a 70 like brown leather jacket. It's going to be 70s as 70s can be. I'm not expecting anything brand new, something nice and slick. No, I want it representative of the time.
Oh man, it was that was probably the worst superhero costume in the history of superhero costumes. When that first appearance, I don't even think it's a leather jacket. I think it's like a longshoreman's denim jacket. I think it is a bad coat either way.
I'd still have to say, out of all superheroes and villains of all time, being the worst of the worst of the worst is Dog Welder from Hitman by Garth Ennis and John McCrae.
How could you hate Dog Welder? That is the greatest superpower of all time.
It is the most interesting. I'm trying to think of any potential use of welding dogs.
Did you read the 6-pack that they just did? 6-pack, the All Stars, Section 8 All Stars.
No, what is?
Oh
that?
man, Ennis and McCrae got back together. They gave us a 6-issue miniseries. It was a couple of years ago. 6-issue miniseries that had 6-pack rebuild the Section 8 team, because they were all wiped out in Hitman, except for him, and I think maybe one other. And Dog Welder shows up, and he's like, "Dog Welder, aren't you dead?" And Dog Welder just looks at him, and he goes, "Okay, you're cool. You're cool." And he puts together a new team. Baitor is in it from the Demon, and it is Ennis and McCrae at their absolute finest, man. I highly recommend it. They did a trade. If you got an Ollie's near you, I think it was heavily into Ollie's at the last dump that they did. But it's worth tracking it down. It's a fun little series.
Yeah, I love the old series from Hitman. I mean, when you had Preacher being the more mature, the more, I don't know, more hardcore, more edgelord, Hitman was a lot more fun to read. It wasn't as serious. It was dopey. It was goofy, and so was Tommy Mahogany. Am I pronouncing that right? Mahogany? Magnon?
Mashugana.
I don't even know.
I'm Mashugana.
I always thought Pyro was really stupid. Like, he was a stupid villain.
Pyro from X Factor?
X-Men. He was just a villain. He was part of the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. Yeah. He just had some fucking flamethrowers. He wasn't a mutant.
He died. He came back.
I thought
he could probably manipulate it.
He had the ability. Yeah.
I mean, but still, he had like little fucking clickers and shit. I don't know. I just wasn't very impressed with him.
You want to know what the dumbest superhero is? That's the dumbest superhero of all time.
Oh, let's zoom in on this. Please explain.
What?
From Atlas, Morlock 2001.
Before. Well, I mean, like,
the premise of this. I'm sorry, say again, lady?
I've seen that for sale. I have that at my LCS, but I have not purchased it.
Okay. So there's a reason. Despite the fact that they had some major talent working for them, and were giving way better pay rates. They were returning the artwork back to the artist. I mean, it was really a creator's dream for 1975 in terms of creator rights. But they went out of business because their comics were bad, people. These were not good comics. There's a couple exceptions, not for the most part. First issues, every single one of them, real decent. Instantly drops off.
Absolute ass.
Garbage.
The number ones are good.
One issue would come out, and then the next issue, the entirety of the character and storyline and everything changed. The creative team would remain the same. The book would just radically alter and alter and alter until after 4 issues, they're all out.
Couldn't even recognize it.
Completely changed book. My uncle used to do estate sales. This is back before picking was really a thing. He would do estate sales, and if he found comics, he would bring them to me if he got them cheap enough, And he got a little stack of comics, and I kick myself to this day. It was first Patchwork Man, issue 3 of Sergeant Fury and his Howling Commandos, first issue of Planet of the Vampires, and a couple other that don't really matter. And all 3 of those books got destroyed. I've since replaced them. But Planet of the Vampires, fantastic, was so much fun. That first issue, you read it, the art was great. It was this very common at the time, very Planet of the Apes style story. Astronauts are up in space. Earth is destroyed in a nuclear war. They return. They're actually in one of the moons around Jupiter. They come back to Earth. By the time they get back to Earth, it's probably, I don't know how long time was supposed to have passed in the book, but time clearly jumped. And they land. People who sealed themselves off from the bombs didn't develop any antibodies to deal with the mutated germs. The people who didn't develop, the people who didn't seal themselves off, they did develop the antibodies. So the people in the high rises, it was very much a class story. People in the high rises were taking the people outside, they're bringing them in, and they're draining their blood to make a vaccine for themselves. And that's why it was Planet of Vampires. Created two classes and not bubble folk. I loved it. It was fantastic.
It's the Morlock name.
Say again?
Because, it hits the Morlock name, right? Isn't War of the isn't that H.G. Wells?
Yes.
Yeah, the Morlocks live beneath, and then the whatever their names are, the little beautiful people, whatever.
Anyway,
it's like something like that, but it's like two classes.
Right. Either same exact type of thing for that Planet of the Vampires, and you would think, okay, maybe Morlock, they're going to do something kind of the same, right? No. Also, no relation to H.G. Wells' time travel story or concepts contained therein. This is a plant man. A guy grew him. He looks like a person, but anything he touches instantly starts growing a fungus on it, and it kills them. He has no control over this power. Anything he touches. And when he's born, he's actually born inside of it's similar. Born inside a giant Venus flytrap that opens up, and he's just like nestled in there, fully grown. And I don't know what their intent was to do with this. It was kind of almost like a monster story, because, everybody who comes near him is dying, whether they want to or not, or whether he wants to kill him or not. They're getting infected and dying. And if they burn him, he just grows again. And it's just, there's no sense. You don't know. You can't even tell where these stories are going at all.
Yeah, I think that's the whole thing with Atlas. That's the reason why I have Tiger Man 1. Like, I love it because it's terrible.
Yeah, it is. I have to agree. Tiger Man.
Oh, look at you.
I came prepared. You want to talk about bad superhero comics, man? I came prepared today. Yeah, Tiger Man. I got that magazine. I'm actually more interested in the villains.
Yeah,
like that one seems cool. I don't know what he is, but he's got some eyeball ray thing. I haven't read that yet. These villains, not so much. This guy looks like you could knock him over in a hallway. I don't know why he was supposed to look scary, I guess. I don't
see that.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Pull my Atlas.
Just look, if you see him, he's not scary. He's bald. He's got male pattern baldness.
Oh,
like his buddy's got a gun. I don't know. And that's Ernie Cologne, man. That's good work. Nice.
Yeah, I found this for like a couple of bucks. The Battlestar Galactica. And then I found this for 50 cents. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Star Trek Motion.
Nice.
Yeah, number 1. I know. And then Rob, he got Iron Fist 14, the really important one. I got Iron Fist 13. So we're kind of twinsies. See?
Well, 13
Nice.
is technically the first appearance of Sabretooth. There's a little panel at the very back where he's in shadow, and it's advertising for Little Mr. Victor.
Yeah. So
Little, is that what they call him?
Little Mr. Victor.
and then I
Sounds
also
like a
have,
joke.
I don't know if you guys dig this, but I have the Red Sonja 2, right?
Nice.
Red
I got that
Sonja
one.
3, or sorry, that was, yeah, Red Sonja 3. Fuck.
Nice.
And then Red Sonja 4.
I love that cover.
Yeah, and from the second series, I found the number 9, the Fire Stallions.
Nice.
And then the this was number 13, I think.
Beautiful.
Okay, sorry, I'm done.
No, what? Never be sorry showing Red Sonja. I love Red Sonja books. Cover art on every single issue was awesome. You know, and those original pair. Anybody who looks at that and doesn't just go, "Damn, that's gorgeous."
Yeah, I know. I got, yeah. And then this, I just had to get it because Kubrick's crazy.
Yeah.
Anyways. Blech.
See, I still have my copy from when I was a kid and pulled that out of a quarter bin, and it is the most dog-eared looking thing. Hey, what are
Space
you doing?
Odyssey?
Yeah, Space Odyssey. It is
Well-
so. I mean, I think it's like it's swelled from moisture. Like, I mean, it's a well-loved comic. I'll tell you what.
I also found this today. I just thought it was really beautiful for a quarter.
Marvel Knight series,
Yeah.
very nice. Hey, you know something that's new, not an old book, but I wanted to bring it to your attention. This Snow White zombie apocalypse from Scout. I don't know if any, you know, if either of you are into these types of stories, but I love these kind of stories. It's a merged fairy tale universe,
Yeah.
and it starts off with Little Red Riding Hood walking through the forest, and the big bad wolf who's turned into a zombie is chasing her. But it has Rapunzel, Snow White, the Three Little Pigs, Prince Charming. The art, the coloring is, I love what the colorist on this did such a great job. The colors are vibrant and really pop. But it was an incredibly fun little story. It's only a one shot for now, but you can tell they've got more planned. I tagged him on Twitter when I posted it, and apparently the writer here did this whole thing as a Broadway play. Didn't hear about that. Feel like I would have gone to Broadway if I did. But that one just came out last week.
Gonna be honest and say that I don't follow many zombie apocalypse events.
Yeah, that's fair. There's been enough.
Well, one series that's independent I've been digging has been The Mall. At least this one here, it's more up my alley. This one's kind of like 1980s, very John Hughes. It's kind of like, in the 1980s, it's very Miami Vice-ish. And yet you have these kids where their parents are all mafia. They all get knocked off, and each of them gets to inherit a portion of the stores that are in the mall. They each want to open up like a Nike store, like a clothing store, and then they realize everything that really goes on in the background is all just selling drugs and money laundering and gambling. And out of the series that are new from Scouts, that's the one that I've gravitated to the most.
They're a great little indie pub, man. They put got a lot of very diverse books.
And yet somehow, because I have the mall, I keep getting mall pulled for some reason. Hey, there's your zombies.
I'm not even all. What's that one?
It's I haven't read it, to be honest. I have the first 3 issues of Mall. I haven't read one of them yet because me. Oh, still not as bad as this, where I have every issue. I'll just pull out all of them. Middle West. There's a great little.
Yeah.
I've loved the beginning of it, and then I just sort of fell off reading. I'll get back into it, but Scotty Young, I do kind of prefer him just writing the story. That way, he can just focus on the story, let someone else handle the out. George Corona is knocking it out of the park on this storyline here. But here are just the covers, so you all know what to look for. I always just hope that eventually down the line I wind up getting around to, oh God, holy shit. When did 44 comments happen?
What the fuck?
Yeah, that just happened. Where did that come from? Hi, everybody.
We have just been yabbering right along here. Sorry, everyone.
Yeah, now I know how Perry feels when it's like, oh, well, there's a tornado alert. Well, he'll figure that out in 20 minutes when he reads it in the comments. Now I know how he feels. Yeah, my hope here with all these, with Middle West, is I get some time to read all these damn things, but at least make sure to pick up every issue because I don't want to have to put one down. These independents, the later they get, are much harder to track down. And I think issue 11's where it leaves off.
Has Been Hotel. Somebody asked about Has Been Hotel. Random Wolf here. Hey, Random Wolf.
I'm looking for the comment.
Yeah,
I feel like you should do a series like that.
I'll have to check it out, dudes. I saw that Sharon and Raw, they were asking about that show or pilot. Has Been Hotel. Is it like Faulty Towers? Because that was a funny ass movie or show.
That was long run, kind of like Absolutely Fabulous.
I love Ab Fab. You don't even know.
Oh,
Sweetie darling, sweetie darling.
Yeah, they were always coked up or just drunk out of their mind all the time. My favorite episodes were when they would take a taxi to go about 3 doors down and then
they'd stumble out
of the damn thing.
Yep. They'd do cocaine and like drink bubbly and just like talk shit about fashion designers, and it was hilarious.
Here's another.
They were messes.
If anyone's been liking Stranger Things, this is another one to take a look at.
Oh, yeah.
Paper Girl.
Night Tiger, Faulty Towers is hilarious. See? He said it. Must be true. I'm a big John Cleese fan, though.
Don't show off. What else did you get?
I hope you're narrating for yourself.
Oh, please narrate.
Doc Frankenstein.
Yeah, I liked your cover too, though. It was really cool, man. I liked that Western cover.
Yeah. Dude, that series, Burly Man Productions.
Yeah.
That was the Wachowski brothers.
Really? But they're sisters now.
Right. Well, they were, I mean, it says Wachowski brothers, but yes, now the Wachowski sisters.
They just keep making good ass movies.
No, it's just the Wachowskis.
Wachowskis? Is that how you say it? I don't know.
Wachowskis.
However you say it.
Lebowski's.
The Lebowskis. That was where I picked up all like almost the whole thing on the shelf. The the new comic shelf. He had just pushed it down to the edge, and I was like, "Ah, nice, whole thing's there." Crazy little story. Look at those lock and keys.
Speaking of
Nice,
crazy
man.
stories, I don't know if you got a chance to read early Donnie Cates with the Paybacks.
Paybacks. Dude, you know who the bus driver is, right?
2 seconds.
Who's the bus driver?
Go for it. Oh, you didn't get to the end of that story yet?
I picked these up and only found out that this was the sequel series, so I need to find the first series now.
Oh, dude, I have the whole run. I think it started at Dark Horse and then went to Heavy Metal. And I don't want to ruin it, man. I don't want to ruin it. It's a really nice little surprise at the end.
But
you'll find out in the last issue.
What's the story where he's on drugs the entire time?
Which one?
That Donnie Cates did. It was one where he gets his superpowers by being on drugs.
Oh,
that's Captain America. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, that's true.
Technically speaking. Hold on, I know that one. Is it drugs or is it that he's drunk?
It's all the above.
I think you're right.
Weight from drinking, he gets like super strength from coke. Like everything's different with him. Ooh.
I'm pretty sure I picked that series up. Let me just pop up my CLD right fast. This here's another, by the way, the one I put up here, this Mezzo, I should say. It is it's another series that's it's from a Wave Blue World, same as Dead Legends that I did on Wednesday. This, I'm just going to give you a little peek on the inside. That's gorgeous. A little bit of mystical in a Native American, ancient Native American setting. You think. But if you see this out in the shelves, that there, beautiful looking book, fantastic little story. I sat down and read it as soon as I walked in the door today. First one on the pile I read, as a matter of fact. Not God Country. Why did I? Buzzkill.
Buzzkill. I have that in here somewhere. I don't know where it is.
Buzzkill. Buzzkill was a good one, man. So I also wanted to put up another horrible comic.
That one I liked.
Gaddafi.
Oh my God, Ryan Bunty.
What the hell is that?
This is literally somebody doing a spoof on Daffy Duck, going to meet Muammar Gaddafi and driving him insane until he's in a coma.
Okay.
As you can see, there is no credits page whatsoever on this book. I'm sure.
Someone not want to get killed?
I think that's probably it. It just says Comics USA. That's all it even says. And I don't blame him. But
oh my God,
that's a weird little book.
This is kind of weird too.
Nice.
I could have picked up some Mayhem earlier this month. I didn't. I don't know why. I have all this Mask, despite that the Mask is a lot more grisly than the Jim Carrey movie.
Yeah, the Mask is pretty violent.
Way more. I also got my Planet of the Nerds #1 today.
Fantastic.
That's so awesome. Where did you get it? Did it come in the mail?
No,
you found it.
I'm really lucky. I have 6 decent LCS within a 20-minute drive.
You are.
And then I have another 6. 6 to 8 junk shops that I can hit for comics on a regular basis. This one was still sitting on the shelf at a small comic shop. I don't normally go there because his back issues are vastly overpriced. But it's good to go and grab stuff that might heat up because he has no clue about new stuff.
That's good.
It just sits there forever.
Oh, we just had Night Tiger asking for us to put a link up in the channel for Kimoda 1977. So who wants to tell him?
Put a what up in the where now? Oh, yes. That is correct. I do not have a YouTube channel. I am. This is my second time on YouTube ever.
You're killing it.
Rob was so kind to invite me last week so we could talk comics and our special topic of the evening. But I have never done it before.
And he's killing it, isn't he? Right?
Well, thank you very much. That's very kind. I appreciate it. I said it earlier today. Mom always said I should have done voice acting, and then I could have just sat around all day. But
so
anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Can I show you guys something?
Please do.
Well, I was showing this. I've already, you know about this, okay? So, you guys, this is called Tales of the Jackalope. It's really weird. It was made by Blackthorn Publishing. Most of it isn't good, and that's okay because the very last story is called Tale of the Comet, and it's basically about like Bill Gates comes riding around in like a go-kart or like a, I don't know, some sort of thing. But basically, he meets up with Mark Twain. So Bill Gates and Mark Twain have like this interchange, and it's really, some of it is really like profound and deep. So this is, I just want to read like a little chunk of it. Is that okay? You got
do it.
No.
Okay, good.
Go ahead.
All right. So here is Bill Gates right here. This one. This is Bill Gates, and he's talking to Samuel Langhorne Clemens, which is Mark Twain. And so Bill Gates, and mind you, this came out in 86, so he was like a young buck. He's saying, well, I did all that hippie yippie stuff and I've grown out of it. I'm mature enough now to see that my generation can change the system from within. Of course, we've come to see things differently over the years. Today's world requires a more conservative viewpoint. And then Twain, and they just use straight up Mark Twain quotes. He goes, one never ceases to make a hero of oneself in private during life, but only alters the style of his heroism from time to time as the drifting years belittle certain gods of his admiration and raise up others in their stead that seem greater. He's just like zinging fucking like Steve Jobs here. It's just really good and like, what the fuck? Okay, anyways. That's all.
I love that funky stuff, man. Anytime you get a story with Mark Twain in it, non-comic, so this is non-comic related. You ever read the Riverworld series?
Nope.
Okay, Philip Jose Farmer, probably one of the greatest sci-fi authors of all time. He did this. He invented. You know how Alan Moore did League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, took all those literary characters and merged them together? Philip Jose Farmer is part of the inspiration
just
for
had
that.
them out.
Okay. So Philip Jose Farmer was the inspiration for that. He created the Old Newton universe where he put like all these pulp characters. And another book he did was called River, where he basically the premise is everybody who's ever lived is reborn on this planet all at once. So you have all these people from different time periods interacting, and Sam Clemens is one of the main characters throughout almost the entire series.
He'd be a badass.
And, he's a badass in the series. He's a real badass in the series.
He's a badass in life, dude. He was really fucking funny and wise.
Right.
Very in tune and had a way of wording things. Yeah.
AOC, nice. Did you see the claymation mysterious?
The what? Broke up there. Miracleman?
I think the microphone kind of broke up. I don't know. Either that or if I don't know if he
Hello? Can you hear us, Miracleman?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
You're back.
Oh, did I drop out?
Yeah, the audio just was in and out.
Oh, sorry about that. Better now? Okay.
All better.
So yeah, they did this claymation called Mysterious Stranger that was about, I don't think it was supposed to be Samuel Clemens. It was the Mark Twain character that he was playing, but he took Huckleberry Finn and Tom Sawyer up in this airship, and it's freaky. It's kind of terrifying. If I remember right, they put it on like the Saturday morning cartoon hour, and it was not a show that kids should have been watching. It was really messed up. You put Sam Clemens in anything, it can get weird fast.
It's not a bad thing.
Who he was. That's true. That's true.
Tell us something. What do you guys want to talk about?
Well, I have some random things that I just have on my comments, so let's jump to some of those, huh? Let's see
Sure.
what's.
Somebody said they liked Wolf. There's some Wolf for you. Still got to get 2. I don't know how I got. Oh, I'm missing 2. I got 1, 3, and 4.
So, do you think that speculation helps or hurts the comic market in the short term or in the long term? When you go out every Wednesday to get new books, or you go onto eBay, or you're going to the flea markets, or where have you, what makes you go and pull a book? These are just some random ones I have lying around where at one point I must have thought that it was going to be something for some reason, or that I just don't take anything out of the plastic for whatever given reason. So why do you pick up books? What makes you think speculation is good, bad? Does it hurt? Does it help? What do you think?
Honest answer for me is I really don't do a lot of speculating buying. If I buy a book, it's because I want to read the book. A couple of times I've bought books based on speculation, but out of a collection of almost 20,000, if I have 50 books for that, I'd be shocked. I really came of age in hardcore comic collecting in the 90s. I'm sure we all remember what those heady days were like. Speculation almost crashed the market then. Today's spec different. People are speculating more on vintage, bronze, silver, copper books. When in the 90s, they were speculating on brand new books that, they were running 1.5 million copies of. And then failing to understand.
Number 1.
Right. Failing to understand why a year later they couldn't flip that X-Men #1 for anything at all. because people were drowning in them. And this time, people are investing in those older books, so we're going to end up having possibly a little bit more difficult time in the next few years. Right now, a lot of that silver and bronze is still fairly plentiful. But if that speculation market remains in the long term, we start to see ourselves running out of silver and bronze books.
Especially if people keep them in their collections. They're not putting them up on eBay or Instagram. And who are you waving at? Lady Fantastic?
Oh, sorry. Everybody was saying goodnight, so I was just like waving.
Oh, well, good night to everybody who's going to bed. We're staying awake a little bit longer. Thank you for being with us in this chat room, and thank you for being with us live. Anybody that is watching on the replay, thank you for watching thus far. We're just getting started.
In terms of speculation,
ow, cat.
I think it helps. I think it helps the comic, the big comic corporations. To a lesser extent, it helps certain individuals that were really good at spec. Overall, it generally hurts my wallet. So, I mean, I've tried it. I just don't do it that much. Usually, I just get the stuff that makes me happy.
So is there any one book that you've been looking forward to getting, and do you think that it's going to be holding, or I don't even know how you begin approaching that? So
I want to get X-Men 101, and I want to get it probably at the end of, or like it after the new year, like right after Christmas, beginning of the new year. That's kind of when I want to try to get it. But because the movie did so shitty, it's really pretty low. And man, I want that book so fucking bad.
It's still like a $350 book just about anywhere, and even upwards of like fine plus condition. It's a hard one to come by. I cannot find it in South Florida.
I don't care. I still want it.
I'm looking. I have the feelers out for you. I'm not starting my X-Men run yet. Not until I get that Hulk 181.
I'm pretty intense on the X-Men, on the Avengers 100 through 200, and Hulk. It's pretty much what I'm doing in terms of runs. And the rest I can't do a whole lot of runs. Like I have X Factor 1 through 30, and I have X Force like 1 through 35, and then like the second X-Men 1 through 35 maybe, but it's like I can't get too deep, you know what I mean?
Well, you still have that X-Men, what was it, issue 12?
Yeah, 14.
14.
First appearance of the Sentinels. And I have like a 33 also, with like a Juggernaut on it.
Nice.
But yeah, I'm getting there, little bit by little.
I've been trying to keep my eyes out for a decent, 99, Doom Patrol 99, first Beast Boy.
Oh, yes, Doom Patrol, Beast Boy.
I'm a big Doom Patrol guy. I have pretty much every appearance, modern appearance, everything bronze forward, including the 3-parter in Superman's family. But I'm still putting together that Silver Age stuff. I got first appearance in My Greatest 81 last year, about 6 months before the show got announced, luckily. But that 99, it is just all over the place. They're shooting up. I think the peak I saw, like a solid 6 copy going for, was like $200. And I'm just not willing to pay that much for that book. That book's price is being driven totally by speculation at the moment. It was solid at a $60 to $80 book for years. Even when the Teen Titans show came out, not the Titans show on the streaming service, but the cartoon, that book really didn't fluctuate that much. Now with the show out, it popped. It's popped up too high for me. I just don't want to pay that much for it.
And as soon as Titans gets canceled, not necessarily because it's bad, but just because DC does not know how to run an app, then you can probably get it about 3 to 6 months after the show is.
Yeah. Dude, I'm telling you, they're gonna merge that streaming service into the HBO one, and that everything's gonna be right in that one platform.
That's good. That would be the smart play, but it's DC we're talking about. Sometimes they don't always make
True.
the smart play because there's too many Chiefs, not enough Indians.
True, but that might end up being an AT&T decision.
Rob, do you have?
They might not even get to make that
Oh
choice.
shit! Sorry.
What you got, lady? Dark Avengers? Yes, I do. I even have it all the way back from when it first started through Thunderbolts. I have a full run that I will be putting up for sale by the end of the year.
Very nice.
Cool.
It's just too much stuff. It's good, but they changed writers like 3 or 4 times. I loved it when you had Warren Ellis writing the title,
Yeah.
and then they just rebooted it with a new #1, started it with Dark Avengers.
So this first run of the New Avengers or whatever, or this run specifically, I don't know if exactly it's the first or not, but I almost have all of 1 through 20. I just need a number 12, and then I'll have 1 through 21, and I'm working on more of it. But yeah, like my buddy gave me a ton of them, so it's like I was really excited. He gave me a bunch of those, and he gave me a bunch of the Mighty Avengers, and they're like beautiful covers.
Nice.
Yeah, dude, you have to see like dude, I'm gonna show you some of these Komodo of the Secret Invasion Mighty Avengers, because they do like scroll versions of famous cover. You've seen them?
Yep.
Oh, you turd.
I'll look at them again. They're awesome.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
Like the scroll Captain America.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And then this one is like my favorite one.
oh yeah, pretty recreation cover.
Really good.
Yeah, makes me so happy
The
inside.
recreation covers.
Yeah, man. Oh man, they're so cool, dude. Check this one out. Here's a couple more.
Nice.
Ooh, Yellow Jacket.
Mm-hmm. Like, remember the trial of Hank Pym?
Oh yeah.
Let's see.
I remember finding that issue where he hits her in a flea market in town, and it was sitting under like a pile of like Boys Life magazines from the Cub Scouts.
It's like a scroll Daredevil.
That's cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I have that issue. I can't remember if it's like 213 or which one exactly. I don't know what this one is actually. Yeah, I'm not really sure. Anyways, yeah, just some of these just have some epic art.
19. I think Mighty Avengers 19 is the one that has Marvel being tortured by the Skrulls.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the one. That's a cover right there, man. That's a serious statement.
It's an Avengers, or it's a cover swipe from another series, and I can't remember which
I
one.
should be familiar, and it doesn't even look familiar to me at all.
Well, it was another cover. I can't remember. Metarock told me at one point, and I knew at one point, but I've forgotten again. Because I can't remember shit.
I remember buying those when those were coming out. I wasn't always an Avengers reader, but that run leading into the Secret Invasion was
It was
just
gorgeous.
oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
Killer.
Plus, is that the one that started off with? That's not the one that started with Spidey joining the team, right?
That started off with the new Avengers. Yeah, he starts off with the Avengers, and A little before that, he winds up revealing his identity to the world, only to put that genie right back in the bottle with that one more day. God damn it.
Well, yeah. So that's the series that starts with coming out of the Initiative.
Yeah.
This is the A-list team with Sentry and Ares and Wonder Man. And
oh yeah.
Yeah, that was
Sentry just rips Hercules in half.
Oh yeah. That was a good run. That was a really good run.
Oh, here's a cool one. Captain Marvel and Thor going at it.
Oh, nice.
Good cover.
You know what? I'm gonna go in the box. You keep pulling up good books, and I got more in here.
Go in the what's in the box?
What's in the box?
I posted some of these on the twits recently. We'll toss some of these.
This is Samurai Penguin #1. I showed this earlier to Komodo.
That's so cool, man.
It's funny as hell, dude.
There's my Beowulf #1 right there from DC.
Mm-hmm. I had that, but then I sold it. Here's DNA Agents #1.
Is that a Dan Stevens?
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm lacking on Dan Stevens.
So, I'm actually Komodo. I'm actually like a scientist. I got a degree in biochemistry, so like this book is so hilarious to me. I don't know. There's nothing really to do. It's just so funny, man. A human in a test tube.
Yeah.
Oh, it's familiar.
DNA agents, bruh.
In the 80s, that's how you grew new people. They did the same thing in Ron Lim did the same thing in X-Mutants and New Humans. Who else did it? I think they did it in G.I. Joe with Serpentor. Nice. Yep. Gorgeous.
And then, wait for it.
And they just all pop out ready to go, right?
Oh, fuck yeah.
I mean, if you were grown in a test tube, you would pop out ready to go too. Let's just be honest.
Looking so fresh and so clean.
We would all want that.
So, oh God, I love it. So much camp.
Just got this demon last issue of the original run here as well. Had this little con. Best con in town, man. They do it twice a year. It's $1 to get in. There's no cosplayers. There's no actors. It's just cheap comics.
Yeah. The way it's
just not bad comics, as you can see. I mean, it's good stuff. It's just they're not expensive, and they move comics. Had that cave woman I got from this. Where am I forgetting? Yeah, I got two from Caliber here. It's the Rain second series. I got those $2 a piece from them. I got so much stuff. What's that?
I do not run across those very often.
Yeah, I know. They're not easy to come by. My Justice Inc. #1 there. Victim of the implosion. See, I love firsts and lasts. I'll always grab a first and a last, but I'll grab a last even more than a first.
Oh well, hey,
last
dude.
issue of OMAC.
Yeah. What issue is that? What number? What number?
7 or 8. 8's the last issue.
Okay.
8.
You say you like last issues. I have a bunch of copies of Defenders 152, the new Defenders 152, the last issue. Do you want it?
Yeah.
I'll give you a copy.
I got it.
Oh, you got it? Okay.
Thank you, though.
No, I was at the 25 cent.
I got it. I appreciate it, though.
Yeah. No, I ran across like 8 of them at a quarter bin sale, and I like, boop.
Nice. Here's another one. I just got this. This was in that short box buy too. So ignore this price. I don't pay sticker prices.
I can't even see it.
That's for the commoners.
The pleb.
Yeah. I could never run a comic shop because I'd be like, that's a bullshit price here.
Yeah.
That's $1.
You just sell yourself out of business. I found this.
I would, man. I wouldn't have any comics. Oh, that's great. Yeah, that's good right there.
Yeah. Oh, that's a cool comic. Crazy #1.
Yeah. I had pulled this out of the quarter bins as a kid, and I mean, just read it to death, turned it into a freaking rag. So I again, same buy. Got that one. This is probably, I mean, they weren't my favorite for me, but this is probably money-wise was probably the best bid I did on that.
Yeah, Future Imperfect.
Yeah.
I love Maestro and Hulk. I like Hulk a lot, dude. Yeah. Especially Peter David run. And especially with the McFarlane and David era. That 330 through like 346. Oh, hell yeah, bub. Man, you better give it to me. 25 cents is worth it. You're right, Bundy.
Hey, Big E.
Yeah, I just want to say, you guys, Ryan Bunty, we've known each other since the 2nd grade, and we've been comic. I remember I said earlier that somebody would shit their pants over this Birth of Krakoa, Journey into Mystery. He was the person I was talking about. Oh, nice 2001 Space Odysseys.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, these were real clean, man. I find them a lot, but never in good condition. These are probably a fine. They're both real clean. This one right here, I think this is probably one of this cover is way ahead of its time. This does not look that unusual of a cover, right? This Black Mist here. That's from 1992.
Damn.
That's just a really, this is something we'd expect to see now, but not.
Who's the artist?
I don't even know. Jay Raskin.
I really like these Ultimate 2s. I love the art on this.
Al Ewing on that. I am still looking for Blue Marvel, Legends of Blue Marvel.
I don't have that. Me too, brother.
No one has that.
I know. I know.
The artist on this was Jordan Raskin. I lied. It was 97, not 92, but still really ahead of its time.
Right.
I don't think we really started getting stuff like this till the mid 2000s, like 05, 06, 07. Nice. Thunderbolts. Beautiful.
Yeah, Thunderbolts 20 now.
I really hope they retire that now, because if I hear one more Marvel now,
it's done.
I might now.
It's done. It's done. It's over.
It's later. No more now.
That No Heroes series, Rob.
What was that?
That No Heroes series you're flipping through there?
So this No Hero series I read a long ass time ago. This is at least a decade old. Warren Ellis at the height of his writing, right after Authority, when he's writing whatever he wants. So he creates this. Juan Jose Rip wound up doing a series for Marvel with Wolverine, the best there is. And this is pretty much where he got his start. And it's just a great little series. Don't know if you've picked it up yet or if you've read it, but just the covers are just as nice as the interiors. This guy takes a while to put together his book. They're violent as all get out, but definitely worth a pick if you can find it. And a lot of these, after the first print came out, they would release these where there's maybe a print run of 2,000 or so. And it's a short series, but easy to pick up. And here's the cover that everyone really wants from this particular series, just because it's a homage cover.
Right.
To me, it's just a book that came out on Wednesday.
Man,
Yeah,
I feel like
definitely
I need to go dig some books. You guys are like throwing the heat. I'm just not near them. I'll be back in a second.
Go for it. That No Hero, that one, and Black Summer.
Oh,
Did you read Black Summer? Oh. Both of those two were probably two of my favorite stories of that entire era. And that's what Avatar like. I mean, Avatar is always willing to print anything somebody brings them. No, it doesn't matter what gets murdered with what; they'll print it. But
the House of Secrets cover.
Series,
it didn't even hit me right away that this is a House of Secrets cover. How did that not hit?
Yeah, there's a zombie. They did a bunch of homages. I think they did zombies. They did character sketches. What I like about Avatar is if you wait long enough, they'll sell you all those super rare covers for just a couple of bucks. The latest diamond, if you look in there, you can pick up all those. You can pick up all those variant covers for No Hero and Crossed and all those right now for nothing.
So I don't know what Lady Fantastic is going out to grab, but it must be something big.
I'm digging for books. I'm just pulling books. I'll be back.
That's all right. Take your time. Might as well just pull out this stack here because this is all the stuff I got from Frank's Comics. I don't know if everyone saw these.
Batgirl. That Batgirl's awesome, man.
So let's just move the camera back a little bit.
Here's the thing. I promise I'm going to get a webcam. I won't be relying on this laptop.
No, it's okay. Whenever I do just the screen, as you'll see in just a second here, this one is just the one that's used on my computer. I wish I could have a second one, but webcams are about $130 if you want to get a good one.
Right.
So this one I just use for the straight out shot for myself, but when I'm going back and forth to books, I'll have a secondary backup one here. This Logitech webcam C930E. It's pretty nice. And as long as I don't have the fan on, which obviously it is, that's why it keeps focusing.
Right.
Oh, Biggie wants to see some gold. I don't really have any gold in this stack. I mean, if he wants to see gold that bad, I can put a gold in the picture. I only have like one gold title, period.
Gold key or golden age?
Gold. Gold. A nice ratty Superman number 7 from 1941. Signed by Joe Shuster.
Ooh.
It's one of my prized possessions.
That's impressive. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Go right ahead. I'm just going through the sack while Lady Fantastic goes to find some on her own. This is all just, hey, what did we all get during the month of October here? So moving on from Firestorm, keep moving on. This is why it's great having so many people on a broadcast at once. We can all just start showing books because that's what everybody wants to see, right?
Ooh, Monica.
What happened?
Monica Rambeau.
Oh, yeah.
And then Gambit's last name is Remy LeBeau, right?
Remy LeBeau.
Not Lambo. LeBeau. All right. I brought some cool stuff and some heavier hitters. So now I just got to make some room.
Make all the room you need. If you want us to blow up the screen, we'll blow up the screen for you.
I was really talking more about physically here.
Well then.
All right. I got something.
Do it!
I don't know if this technically falls into Golden Age, but that might be my oldest book right now.
Ooh, let's see.
What year?
I'm going to lie if I just answer that.
Lie to me.
Do your best at lying in terms of guesstimating.
How about an approximation? We don't need anything exact. It's like a deposition here. We'll just take your word for it.
65. So technically silver. 65, it looks like it's the oldest book I have.
Right in the dead of silver.
Yep.
Oh, that's pretty, Rob. I hate you.
Why? Oh,
That's
What you have. I covet my neighbor's ass. It's a hell of an ass you got there, those two.
Those are pretty nice.
Remy LeBunt, man. Yeah. My friend Ryan dressed up as Gambit for Halloween. It was goofy.
Yeah, unfortunately, I've never done a lot of gold or any gold. I've really only gotten into
beautiful.
The last 6.
That's
that one there.
Yeah, the 432.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's nice.
That Black Knight, Rob. Yeah, I like that.
Not in the greatest condition, but I just got it because I can now find out who the hell is the Black Knight.
You better learn that shit.
Better learn it quick before the movie comes out.
He's in the Captain Britain and the MI13 also.
Yeah, Captain Britain's just something I've been jumping onto lately.
Did you ever read the Alan Davis Captain Britain run?
Oh, I've been wanting to. I can't find it. Even back when I was trying to pick up all my old Miraclemans and League. Go ahead.
Wait. You guys said Captain Britain, right?
Yep.
Yep.
But not the
original
Captain Britain and the MI13.
No, Moore and Davis run when it was still a UK title.
Yeah. With the new costume.
It is actually the first time Alan Moore ever brings up. Oh, I got 3 of those. Whoever brings up. It's the first time Alan Moore brings up Miracleman.
You go, Rob.
Oh, yay! We're twinsies.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Nice.
It's a really nice book too. I mean, she's kind of a little too smart for her own good, and she kind of doesn't make it very easy to like her. But damn, she's one of the smartest in the Marvel universe.
I love her, dude. I love that. It's a good comic.
Yeah, it is. I wish I would have jumped on earlier. I need that. She has the first Squirrel Girl.
Nice.
Damn, I like that Rob a lot.
I like that Silver Surfer.
Well, I've got 2 of them.
I think I have one around here somewhere.
So I got this one. This is the direct. And then I've got number 2 of the direct.
Nice.
I love that Thor with the juggy.
Now
Are you a Captain Marvel fan? Komodo or Miracle Man?
You can call me either. It's fine. Yes and no. I've got a few books from him. I didn't get into it until probably the last year or two. So I don't have a ton of stuff, but I do have a couple of. I think I just got the one where. Actually, that's a Ms. Marvel, where Ms. Marvel meets Marvel.
Oh, Rob. I'm coveting my neighbor's ass again.
Nice.
The
Nice.
symbiont ass. I mean, I guess, though, if you think about the Jesus times, if you had, like, a donkey, that shit was fucking like having a car. I would be jealous.
Fair enough.
Oh, invaders. Show me. What number?
Oh, yeah. What? There's 13.
Oh, we got them? I can't see them very
There's
well.
32. Is it the glare?
It's a
It's freaking glare. Hold
pixely, like pixelated.
on. Oh, is it really? Is it too close? Hold on. Move some back.
Ooh, love that Ms. Marvel. Or Captain Marvel.
I love the Watcher.
I am the Watcher. That is my job.
The Lurker. It's
The
Perry.
Lurker and the Watcher. Perry's the Lurker. I'm the Watcher.
I'm the Cursor.
Mother.
I curse a lot.
What's your mouth?
Oh, yeah. There's that one. 2-in-1 thing in the Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's awesome.
Good issue. And I got this little Moon Knight right here. Brother Voodoo in the back.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Turn of the Blonde Phantom.
This might look familiar to somebody.
Yeah. That book's crap.
It was yours once, huh? Oh, yeah, there we go. There they are.
Swear to God, it's like show and tell.
I know.
I know, right? I said last night, it's the nerdiest game if I'll show you mine if you show me yours ever.
Is that Creeper number 1? Is that Creeper number 1?
That's Showcase issue number 73.
Showcase.
I don't know a lot about the DC.
Yeah, this is first appearance of Creeper,
Oh.
Steve Ditko.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's a beater
Yeah.
copy, but
Hold on a second. I'll be right back.
oh, he has a nice one, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Of
Yeah.
course.
His voice changed. Here's the shitty atlas that we were speaking of.
Back in that era, there were some wacky ass books coming out at the time.
Here's one that's actually pretty cool.
Now, that character is still used, sort of, at least in Dominic Fortune. So Scorpion would be that. This is one of those other topics I kind of wanted to bring up tonight, since we were also talking about speculation. With independent books, are they really any good to speculate on? For long term? I mean, is it movies? Is it because their print run is so low? Or just because the stories are good? Kind of like Immortal Hulk at the moment.
Mm. I like that Son of Satan.
Oh, yeah. But this is what I want to see in either a Suicide Squad movie with Mr. Gunn, or we're not going to be seeing that in actual Suicide Squad or in Birds of Prey, are we?
Bub, he does not have a YouTube channel. He said earlier that this is only Miracleman's second time on the YouTube. but he does have a Twitter handle, I do believe. And when he returns, yeah,
I do, and I'm back. My Twitter is Kimota1977. KIMOTA 1977. Come on by if you want to talk comics anytime. Rob here was showing off some showcase, and I can't let that stand unanswered. So there's your first Inferior 5 right there, which is, I mean, just the absolute awesomest superhero team of all time. There's your second Inferior 5.
You don't have an Instagram.
There's your third. I don't. This is, honestly, Twitter was the only thing I did at all until this. There's the first Bawana Beast.
Glad you're branching out.
And here, Rob, is my first Creeper.
Oh,
yeah.
Then here's my first Dolphin.
Oh, I've been looking for that. The price has been all over the place on that one.
Yeah, it really has been. I hate this bag because it covers half of it. There's first Nightmaster. I know I shouldn't. There's first Fire Hair. Not that big of a deal. Here is first Anthro. And here's first New Doom Patrol.
Ooh.
As well as the remainder of their series from that run. And then here's that Power Girl everybody been looking for. And then, of course, the other one. And then 100. And not that it really matters because who cares, but there is the last issue. Remember, first and last. I'm just pushing them right out of the screen, aren't I? There we go. Yeah, that 100, though, man, that's an awesome cover. It even says it, just in case you didn't know. Awesome. Anniversary.
Awesome.
It really is a cool cover. I mean, if you look at all the characters that are on there, most of them don't exist anymore. I mean, Space Ranger, he definitely doesn't. There's Tommy Tomorrow before he became a fascist in Twilight. Phantom Stranger, your Metal Men, there's your Challengers, Adam Strange, Hawk and Dove. And this I would buy. DC, you know, you're right. They could lose with a winning hand every time. Why they aren't putting out a showcase title that is the Grant Morrison multiverse, I will never know.
It would be great synergy, wouldn't you think?
It fits into the. First of all, it fits right into the legacy of the series itself. You know, new characters coming out. This Tales from the Dark Multiverse, I think, is a step in the right direction. But if they put out a monthly title, taking advantage of the hype right after Multiversity ended, it would still be selling today, no problem. But then they waited and they waited and they waited and they waited and they waited, and now they got to kind of start again with this Dark Multiverse.
I just call it snatching defeat from the jaws of victory.
Absolutely. And DC is so incredibly good at it. and I don't get it because, you know, they have talented creators. I guarantee there's people there that said that they should do something like that, and for whatever reason, they just chose not to. Obviously, an editorial decision. You know, we've seen the 5G list from Dan Didio. You saw it, right, Rob?
Oh, yeah.
You know, we don't know exactly what that's going to entail. But, you know, if it's an opportunity to give as many fans of DC their version of DC they love the most, then I'm behind that 100%. But in my mind, Dan Didio should absolutely not be running a line of comics.
He has said outright he doesn't know what he's doing. He's just throwing everything up against the wall to see what sticks.
Right, and he should run special projects for DC. Put that guy in charge of events and let him run that. He can handle the coordination, the crossovers, how they're going to format it, what the annual event every year. Put Dan Didio in charge of that and keep his hand off the rest of the line of the books.
Well, there's somebody new at DC that's running their marketing. His name is Jonah Weiland. He loves his new position there, running marketing. But I just started tweeting against him, not against him, but tweeting with him, just saying, hey, it wouldn't be such a bad idea maybe to co-opt some comic book YouTubers out here. We would love to have, guests that would be part of DC Comics, whether they're writers, artists, or an editorial, just to ask the kind of questions that we're asking now.
Right.
But instead, they have their own internal, which is good, but none of us really watch it. We're watching one another.
Right. Couple that with the fact that I just don't think, they put Johns in charge of it, and they probably overextended Jeff to the point where it was actually detrimental to his career, at least in my opinion. But when you had somebody like Jeff Johns in charge of the comic line, the monthly titles, he approached them with a level of respect and understanding that is difficult to find in most executives. He was a fan who knew how to create, and taking that away and moving him into, being in charge of so very much the movies, the TV, the comic line, they overextended the guy. And then they pulled him back from everything, put him back to just, writing for DC again. And,
it takes 4 months for him to put out a Shazam.
Right. I don't get that.
Because he has too many things to do.
Yeah.
Make someone an editor, leave them an editor until they're a writer, and then let them write. Don't stretch them so thin that the books lose momentum, no matter how good they are. And Shazam has been very good, which is unfortunate that it comes out so damn infrequent, just like Doomsday Clock, which I think is coming out this week.
I got to pop out for 2 seconds.
Go right ahead. I'll just feed me and Miracleman.
Yeah, I think Doomsday Clock. It's November, that's for sure. And that series is, that's just been fantastic when it comes to the respect that I personally have for anything Alan touches ever. Anybody who approaches one of his properties, I'm very, I don't want to say judgmental, but I come at it with, a level of, hey, you're probably not going to be able to provide me a story of the caliber of which I'm used to with this particular property. But I'll give it a shot. And Doomsday Clock, man, they got it. They understood, the rules in the Watchmen universe. He understood, like, even those new villains, the Mime and Marionette.
We're supposed to be making an appearance on that new Watchmen TV show, but I've only watched the first episode, haven't gotten to the second, but feel free to spoil the hell out of it.
I haven't seen the second episode yet myself. I'm going to watch it probably tomorrow, right before the third one. Those characters, they're obviously homages to Punch and Julie, which is great because he knew he had to make villains that fit in the Charlton universe, because that's what all the heroes were taken from. Crazy story, tangent real quick. Crazy story. Have you ever heard Alan Moore's original idea for the Watchmen characters was not Charlton? It was actually the Archie heroes. He wanted
Get Out.
Yes, he wanted to take that. Now, this wasn't as fleshed out of an idea, but the idea of what Watchmen began with him thinking, it'd be great to take an existing universe of superheroes and put them in a real world setting and do a real world story with them. And he goes, taking something like the Archie heroes and trying to turn them into a real world setting. He goes, that sounded like just the coolest idea. Now, he said it in his Alan Moore speak, which means nothing like I'm saying it. It sounded cool and shit. But, he originally wanted to use those heroes because they had been defunct for years at that point. They had done, when he first started coming up with the idea, then they did that Red Apple line of comics in the early 80s. They brought back the Black Hood and the Shield. Black Hood was actually pretty good.
The Fly.
Yeah, The Fly. I have a couple of those, actually.
I just saw Aaron Myers put together a full run of that book.
Of course he did.
Why not?
So that was his original idea to use with that. But the fact that they picked up on that when they made these replacement characters, and I'm sure you've probably heard it. In case you hadn't, there's some rumors that people think Punch and Julie's replacements, the mime and marionette here, are going to be the parents of one of the Jokers.
Why not? We're at the point right now that we've waited 5, 6, 7 years to find out this whole what's with the 3 Jokers. We're getting to that. Okay, 2 years later. We're getting to that. 2 years later. We're getting to that. Hey, aren't you wrapping up New 52? We'll get to that. Black Label. Then the Batwang. We're still getting to that, but things have kind of happened to rearrange things. So just wait. We've been waiting.
We've been waiting a long time for that. That 3 Jokers, when that comes out, I swear, if that story is not phenomenal, people are going to riot. I mean, we have been waiting so long for that series. They teased us, 3 full years ago about it. But so I've heard that might be an option. The other idea I heard, which I thought was even more interesting, is what if their baby is the comedian, and Dr. Manhattan takes the baby, takes him back in time, and drops him off there because he knew as soon as he saw the baby, because Dr. Manhattan can see at all points in time, that baby was going to grow up to be Edward Blake, and Edward Blake is the father of the human that he loved, Laurie. So I've heard I was talking with a couple of guys at the LCS about this one, and I think that one might actually be the way it goes. I think that's going to be a real mind F right there, that he took him back in time, dropped him off. Because remember, Edward Blake in Watchmen, the comedian, he was an orphan.
Yeah.
He didn't know his origins. So that would be a really cool way to kind of show that Doomsday Clock is the impetus of Watchmen, really.
It almost kind of reminds me of a Matt Smith Doctor Who episode that was one of the Christmas episodes when you had the flying dolphins in the air, and it was about this old man that was just a crotchety asshole. So Doctor Who grabs this guy, brings him back to his childhood, and shows just the different portions of his life just to change everything about him. A lot of what's going on right now, and seeing that actor as he's becoming famous, going to meet Dr. Manhattan in the diner every year. Yeah. They're playing around with time. So dropping off the comedian back in the past just to retroactively make everything fit together perfectly in chronological order to reboot another universe all over again sounds like a great idea. Would have been a great idea if they would have finished it last year, so all these other books would have correlated properly. But it's DC we're talking about. Snatching your feet from the jaws of victory.
If they could just for once align their books. How about this, DC? Don't do an event till the books are ready. How's that sound? Get the books ready.
Or at least
the event.
3-4 books in the can. That's it. Just to have a few done.
Right. I mean, look at how long it's taken Miracleman with Gaiman and Buckingham. There's an issue coming.
25 comes out next February. They've been working on that book in secret. They're running through the Silver Age now.
I'll tell you what, man. If I get it in my hands, I will dance a jig of happiness. But
they will hold you to that.
I will. I will. I'll put the camera at my feet and you can watch.
You look so happy your camera's vibrating.
But that's one of those. I'll also believe it when I see it.
Did you have something to say, Lady Fantastic?
I have a question. I'm going on a tangent, okay, but it's comic related in the sense of like these are big concepts, and in comics one of the big concepts that gets covered is justice. Okay, now I'm really into like early Western Civ. I really dig my Greeks, so I want to ask you guys, like, what do you think is like the nature of justice? What is justice to you?
If you have received damages, that you receive equal comeuppance. Eye for an eye, but at the same time, if everyone had an eye for an eye, the whole goddamn world would be blind. So there has to be equal measure in the eyes of the law, but that gets totally thrown out the window the second that those that can afford it get better justice. So justice becomes an arbitrary word, just like everything else in the human language and ideas. My thoughts, I could be wrong.
Miracleman?
It's funny because I had shown you, and I just went to see if I still had it up here, and I must have taken it down to the vault. But I'd shown you that second Coming book the other day, and there was actually a good piece in there from written out as part of the dialogue from Jesus Christ to the hero, which I think is Sunspot or Sunman or Sunstone, something Sun. And where he said, where he taught the turn the other cheek as opposed to the eye to the eye. And I think when it comes to justice in general as a concept, people should get what they deserve. Now that concept, I think, can change from person to person, but real justice, I think, is when somebody has received what they have karmically earned. However that ends up being interpreted, so be it. But to me, that would probably be the best explanation of it.
So when we're reading Watchmen, and we have at the very tail end when Rorschach, sorry, spoilers, this book's been out for like 30 years, but spoilers. So Rorschach is about to bring the journal of Rorschach is about to be brought out to the world. He's about to say everything, and let's disintegrate Rorschach. So he never gets to say what really happened, the truth, because as Warren Ellis put it in Transmetropolitan, the truth can be like a gun, and if you aim it correctly and it's the right zeitgeist of the era, you can blow the kneecap off the world. Unfortunately, he gets zapped out of existence, but as I honestly believe, in societies, whatever is likely to happen will probably happen inevitably, whether you are there or not. It's the Indiana Jones Raiders of the Lost Ark syndrome, because in Raiders of the Lost Ark, you could pluck Indiana Jones out of that entire movie, and everything still would have happened the way that it did.
Yeah. So, can I give you my spread?
Do it.
There was a Greek tragedian, and his name was Aeschylus. And he didn't want to be known actually for all the tragedies he wrote. He wanted to be known for fighting in the Battle of Marathon, which he did. But he wrote some really great plays, Seven of Thieves, Prometheus Bound, the Oresteia. And so the Oresteia is a 3-part play. But it essentially boils down to a sparse body of people coming together to form a dense population to create a democracy. Now, there are rules of vengeance or revenge that were in all of these little sparse little communities that are not amenable to living in a democratic lifestyle. Okay? So what justice is relegating violence to the state, where, yes, there does need to be an eye for an eye. The state decides what's proportional. But at the same time, like, yes, I think justice should be one of these concepts where fairness, blind equality should be reached. If there are scales at the end, things should be even, given the circumstances on either side. But yeah, I think a justice system, honestly, is civilized, government-sanctioned, punitive violence. But you've got to do that rather than have an eye for an eye. I'm going to go and like have some vigilante mentality. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is blind.
Preferably.
One would hope.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It doesn't always seem to be true in application, but from a point of idealization, it certainly sounds like the best option.
I mean, I had a judge that is down here in Miami that one of the questions they wind up asking a lot of people, if it's something more criminal, if they're under the age of 18, one of the questions asked is, are you a legal resident of the United States of America? And if they go no, the judge will often go off record because they don't want anybody to know, to have a part of the transcript that goes, okay, we need to find out what your background is just to make sure that you have a home to go back to and you're not homeless. But most judges actually care. They give a shit, whether you think so or not. But some of them were probably insurance attorneys at one point, and they were elected. And if they're not elected, there's other means to get elected judge. There's certain areas of the country where you do not have to have been a practicing attorney for about 10 to 15 years. You could just be you or me, and all of a sudden you're now hearing cases like debtors stuff. Like, hey, you didn't pay your bill at the hospital, and now we're suing you to get that money back. And if you can't pay, you're going to jail. And if you don't show up, automatically they serve BOLO, you're going to prison. So justice is very arbitrary, depending on where you are and how you can afford it.
Yeah, just because it's a law doesn't mean it's right.
Absolutely.
Dudes, I think I'm hitting a wall. I think I'm going to get off.
Getting tired too?
Tired, yeah.
Yeah.
We've been going almost 2 hours for a Saturday night, but I really wanted to tell people that are still here in the chat room, we have 9 people still watching. This is the most important thing about the show tonight. Welcome. Actually, let's do this the proper way. Welcome to the Not Near Mint crew on Wednesdays at 10 o'clock. Hopefully, as long as they're willing, we have joining us from now on, Lady Fantastic. Give it up for Lady Fantastic. We also have part of our crew now, Miracleman. Hey. So as long as they're willing, they will be here 10 p.m. every Wednesday to go over new books that come out week in, week out. So just to let you know, this show will be back 10 p.m. Eastern Time this coming Wednesday on September. It's not even September. It's not October. It's November now. November the bloody hell. I know I marked it here. New Comic Book Wednesday, the 6th. Join us back here for the show. My name's Rob Wurst. Over to you. What's your name? Where can we find you? Lady Fantastic, where can we find you?
My name's Lady Fantastic. You can find me in a state of bliss. And I hope you all have a good night.
Yeah. Well, if you guys want to come over and hang out and chat about comics, come find me over on Twitter at Komoda1977. Happy to talk about comics, politics, or anything in between.
Lady Fantastic. Sorry, I'm just being goofy tonight. I'm being a little, what do you call that word? Capricious.
I'm just daffy as a duck.
That'll happen after a 2-hour stream.
And I did a 3-hour one earlier with Satan. Oh. So, hey, kitty, we all have cats. So join us next Wednesday when we return to show you the new books that came out that week and anything else we might have picked up during that week. We will discuss some speculation. We'll discuss the stories we've read. We will discuss new stories that have just broken or are breaking currently at 10 p.m. on a Wednesday. It's possible. You never know. Join us at 10 p.m. Thank you for those that are in the live chat. Thank you for replay viewers. My name's Rob Wurst. You all have a great Saturday night. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.